Hey, good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Hope you took some time with your family, because that's what it's all about. I mean, Memorial Day has a pretty special meaning for us personally, but anyway, I hope you guys all had a great weekend, and crypto's not doing too bad, really. I mean, market cap's a little bit over 270 billion. XRP is like 42.5 cents right now. And I think Bitcoin was just under 8,700 last time I looked. So, not horrible. I mean, I think we didn't quite hit $9,000 this weekend, but we got really close. I think 8,912 on Coinbase was the highest that I saw. But that's pretty good. We're having like little dips, but we keep going up. I think something's got to be on the horizon pretty soon. An ETF, I think, would be huge. If you compare like Bitcoin to gold, when gold's ETF hit, it just skyrocketed, and Bitcoin's graph over the last few years is pretty similar. I think an ETF would be huge for the crypto space. But here's the other thing to think about that I was kind of thinking about this weekend. Bitcoin, say 8,700 bucks, is about 41% of its previous all-time high. So, obviously, like, low, but XRP currently is like 11.5% of its previous all-time high. So I don't know why there's that huge difference, but XRP is extremely undervalued, in my opinion. If it was kind of matching Bitcoin's growth from its like low to like getting back to this bull market that we're in, I mean, if 41% of its previous all-time high, XRP should be over $1.50, like $1.52, I think. People would be losing their minds right now if XRP was $1.52. I mean, a lot of the like BTC maxis don't think XRP has any utility. They don't think it's going to do anything. It's just going to go to zero. And I think before we see a huge rise, I think we're going to see some more drops. So I wouldn't freak out. I set some price alerts on my phone. I try to not look at it as much anymore, just because partly it drives my wife nuts. And also, I just need to try and like don't get too wrapped up in the day-to-day stuff. It's a long-term thing. Obviously, I would love it if in a few weeks XRP was breaking, $4, $5, $6, $10. That would be amazing. But I'm really kind of holding, I hope, like, 2021, 2022, where hopefully it's just like astronomical and I don't have to work anymore, which is kind of the goal. I want that it's that plan B retirement that I'm going for. But there's just too much stuff going on with Ripple and XRP, and I mean, Ripple is all over the IMF. They had that meeting in Switzerland a couple weeks ago, and then right after that, the Bank of International Settlements starts talking about cryptocurrency and settlements, and before they were like 100% against it. And then Brad Garlinghouse, who is the man, shows up, gives a presentation on, I assume, Ripple, XRP, just how fast it is, how cheap it is, what it can do for all these corridors. And literally a couple days later, all of a sudden the Bank of International Settlements is all about cryptocurrency for settlements and international money transfers and all the stuff that XRP is designed for. The problem is no one ever really says XRP. They just talk about a digital currency, they talk about remittance, they talk about money transfers, but there's only one cryptocurrency that is really set up to accomplish all of that and can scale to do it, and it's XRP. I mean, in my mind, it's not a question of if XRP just takes off and becomes like I'm not gonna say global standard, but like for what you guys probably think, but like a global standard for money remittance and transfers, and I think everybody will know what XRP is soon. I mean, you could go down the street and probably not find anybody that knows anything about XRP now. But I think in the future, not too far in the future, XRP is going to just be like a common household name like Google or something. Everybody's going to be using it, I think, sooner than later. I don't know what the holdup is exactly with like the IMF and the central banks, but I know they're working it. I mean, there's just too many meetings going on for it to be stagnant. Something's happening. It always feels like something's just right on the verge, and then the price drops. Or we have like some huge rise, like XRP was up 16% in a 24-hour period, but then it got kind of suppressed back down. And some of that's probably people taking profits. I mean, people gotta, when you have this much money in crypto and you're seeing like 16% gains, it's kind of hard not to take a little bit of a profit and use that. My opinion, I got what I'm selling. I know hopefully you guys do too. Have a plan, write it down, and stick to your plan, whatever it is. Whatever price point you're going to sell at, just stick to it, because it will get to those price points. It will get there. I'm not planning on selling anything till we're over $10. At $10, I'm going to like incrementally sell some until I sell like a couple thousand of them, just to take some of those profits. I don't have to worry about like my initial investment anymore. I'll have that back, have money to go buy a car, just stuff like that, like those little things that I want to do and that this is going to help me accomplish. So as always, there's a link in the description. If you don't have Coinbase, I would set up a Coinbase account, because once this starts going off, you're going to have a very difficult time setting up accounts and getting verified. Because I try and get like the highest level you can on whatever exchange you're on, get verified, so you're allowed to take out the maximum per day or week or whatever it is. So follow the link. If you don't have Coinbase, it'll give you free $10. There's a Binance link. That's where most people buy a lot of their altcoins. And then if you don't have a Ledger Nano, go buy a Ledger Nano S or an X and get your crypto off the exchanges. Digital Asset Investor, CKJ, Alex Cobb, they all have links to Ledger Nano S, so go follow those. I think they're like $50-$60 now, super cheap, totally worth it for what they do. And as always, guys, just keep holding, and I think this thing's going to take off sooner than later. I really do. But we'll see where it ends up, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.